TSMC has a good chance of becoming Asia's first trillion-dollar company. Big call, but let's dive deeper as to how and why that may happen. In my recent interview with John from Asianometry, he casually dropped this bomb of information regarding TSMC's valuation.
Because I was looking at TSMC, I was thinking about how highly valued. It was really strange. It's like the 8th or 9th most valuable company in the world. It's the biggest non-government owned, non-American company in the world. It's $650 billion. And it's kind of why, right? You're kind of wondering why. Because it doesn't really make as much as an Exxon or a Walmart. And the profit is far less than an Apple or a whatever. So I had some thoughts. I was thinking about it was the company's simple to value. Maybe it's simple to predict revenues. They perceive it to have scale, which it does. And they perceive it to have a monopoly, which I probably don't think it will. It does. I thought maybe also could be kind of a quirk of the market. Everyone in Taiwan buys TSMC stock. And they never sell. If you think Bitcoin is full of hodls, you've seen Taiwanese aunties. They hold this stuff for years. I was listening to the Q4 call, and there's this really smart analyst called Sebastian. That's the name of my sister's cat. And he pointed this out. There's something really interesting happening with TSMC's Capex and their future revenues. If you take the Capex for a year, multiply it by about 3 times, you can broadly predict revenues for the next year. And it makes sense generally because it generally takes a fab a year to get on track. So this trend has been going on basically for a decade. In 2014, they spent $10 billion in Capex. A year later, in 2015, they generated $30 billion revenue, right? 2019, they spent $16.6 billion in Capex. They generated $48.4 billion in revenues a year later, 2020. 2020, they spent $18.3 billion Capex. In 2021, they generated $56.8 billion. So in 2021, TSMC spent $30 billion in Capex. So does that mean in 2022, TSMC is going to make $90 billion in revenue? So I've seen other conservative estimates saying $72 billion, and even their financial projections say CAGR is going to be 10 to 15%. But let's say the 3 times does hold, they make $90 billion in revenue. At 38% net profit margin, that's $34 billion in net profit. That's ExxonMobil in 2003. That's Google/Alphabet in 2019. And the even crazier thing is 2022, TSMC says they're going to spend $40 to $44 billion. So if they hit the high case for that Capex, does that mean in 2023, is TSMC going to make $130 billion in revenue? And if you still have that same net profit margin, that's $53 billion in profit. That's more than Microsoft in 2020 and the same as Apple in 2020. So it's kind of mind-blowing. That basically means that at 20 times PE, that's $1 trillion company. And I think that's insane. That's insane. And I actually don't believe it's true. It can't be true. I refuse to believe it's true. So let's say we compress the multiple, but it still means this is an $800 to $900 billion company. It's crazy. So I think maybe the reason why this company is so highly valued is because it's actually quite simple. It's a very conservative company. It's very simple to understand. It's very transparent. Revenues are reported each month. And this leading indicator that's worked for 9 past years is flashing this utterly insane amount of growth. It's crazy. And this is especially considering that this is not a software company. This is a hardware company making things. Their past 10-year revenue CAGR was 14%. Over the last 10 years, they've grown revenue by 14%. They're saying long term, next several years, they're going to expect their revenue to be 15 to 20% CAGR. That's crazy. Even larger base, even faster. They're going to grow even faster than that, which is really interesting. They have 50% market share? 57% right now, which is more than they traditionally target, which basically means, if you think about it, the fabless market is TSMC. So that's telling you that the industry is going to grow even just as fast, right? People are estimating, I read this article somewhere that says the fabless companies, their revenue estimates are way too low. If you look at how TSMC is looking at, if TSMC is projecting this sort of growth and fabless companies are projecting 9%, you need to revise those up.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
NVIDIA, AMD, all these companies, they're going to grow much faster than you think.
So what do you reckon? Decent chance or don't hold our breath? Leave a comment below and let me know what you think about TSMC and their valuation. And obviously, don't forget to like and subscribe as it helps me focus my efforts in the right direction. But until next time, have a good one.